Nice Guy community, what do you think of the Nice Guys podcast? Is it A, interesting, informative, intelligent business information that's really helpful? B, a couple of guys who think they're funny but actually have an inflated perception of their own self-worth? C, same shit, different podcast? Or D, all of the above? Go with D. Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Alrighty. Hey, Nice Guy community, welcome back. Welcome back. It is Strickland on this side of the mic, Mr. Doug Sandler on the other side of the mic. It is so good to see you guys again.
I love that you're recording at your remote studio at the Marriott, I believe you said you were. Is that where you are?
Yeah, we're going to put a picture up either on the bonus page or on the Nice Guy community of my office right now. I'm sitting in the lobby of the Westfields Marriott Conference Center. A little plug for them because, you know, Doug, as many of our listeners know, we all work in the event industry. So I had 3 events this weekend. I worked a corporate event Friday night, and I have a wedding Saturday and a wedding Sunday. And right now it is Sunday afternoon. We are recording this podcast, and my weddings were so far away that basically I stayed overnight. Now here I am at the Westfields waiting to set up for my wedding this evening. James Brown may be gone. I am now taking over his moniker as the hardest working man in show business.
I think we actually need to have a new title for the show called The Things We Do for Love. And it's not only our clients' love of each other, but it's our love of our industry and our love of podcasting. Because I'll tell you something, when you told me you had a triple this weekend, I only had 2 events this weekend. But when you told me you have 3, and I know how much work you do, and you know I hire somebody to move my equipment around. Right. But you and Mikey has been with me for a very long time, so I'm not saying I hire somebody. But the guy that works with me, Mike, has been with me for 15 years. We definitely have a great relationship because he knows I don't want to move anything. And I know pretty much once you get everything set up, are you the first guy in and the last guy out?
Yeah, me and 2 other guys. But yes, I am definitely the first guy in and the last guy out. Yep. And by the way, 10cc.
Wait, Lost in Love.
The Things We Do for Love.
Wait. I thought Lost in Love was 10cc.
10cc is also, it's not Lost in Love, it's I'm Not in Love. See, Stacey Sherman, I'm sure knows. I'm not in love.
But that was pretty good that I at least picked that up. When was that song written?
70s, mid-70s, I think, yeah.
Oh,
but like The Things We Do for Love was the same group. Yeah, that's 10cc. Do you want to know, like, if we're going to hit the explicit rating right fucking now? All right, here it comes. Okay. 10cc, do you know how they got their name?
Okay, no, I'm ready. Tell me.
So that's why they call themselves 10cc, because they wanted to be, a little bit.
I don't know.
They wanted to be one louder.
I think you've taken it to the next level. Are you sure you want to include that in the show?
Hey, you know what? I warned everybody. We're going to hit the explicit rating right now.
I'm pretty sure you should not include that in the show.
You think so?
That's just my feeling. You do it with it what you want, but that's my feeling. I'm like, okay, Nice Guy community. If this makes
what we do, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna leave in the part where I say, hey, do you know where the name came from? I'm actually going to cut out the explanation. Anybody that wants to hear it, they can call 4242 DJ Doug and leave a message and ask me about it. I am not going to reply on Twitter. I am not going to reply in the Nice Guy community. If you want to know where the name 10cc is derived from, and I bet Stacey Sherman probably knows already, all right? But call 4242 DJ Doug, leave us a message, and then I will either get back to you directly or, you know what? If somebody leaves a message, then I'll post it in the Nice Guy community. How's that?
What's so funny about what you're saying is, Nice Guy community, just so you know, this is the first time I've ever censored anything Strickland has said.
True. He's right. It's true.
On the show. I actually, for a moment, got a little worried that somebody's going to yank us off of the show. You had me worried there for a second.
That's okay. We cut it out. That's what we're doing at it. We fix it in there.
No, that's good. That's good. So I was I forget how we even got off on the tangent about, I was watching this. I saw this movie this past weekend, or actually this is Tuesday's show. So I saw this movie just a couple of days ago called Almost Famous, a Cameron Crowe movie.
Yep.
It's a movie that chronicles this kid that is a writer for Rolling Stone magazine at like 15 years old. And what I loved about the movie, not only was the music so amazing, but the sets were great. I really I miss the 70s. I don't. Were you a 70s guy? Did you like?
Well, I just love the movie. So Cameron Crowe actually was a writer for Rolling Stone, and that movie is semi-autobiographical. Like when he was like 16, they didn't know that he was 16. They saw him write some article in some newspaper, and they were like, "Hey, we want to." And he's like, "Okay, cool." So he gets backstage to see Black Sabbath, and he's 16 years old, and that's partly his life. And actually, Showtime just a couple months ago aired a show called Roadies, and it was a 10-episode series that he executive produced and actually created and wrote a bunch of the episodes. And it's the same kind of thing, but it's all about the Roadies in this fictitious band. And it's so good.
So help me for a second, because I was trying to follow this. And you know me, I know enough about music just to be dangerous. I don't really know anywhere near as much as you or Stacey know about the show, about music. Was Stillwater actually a band?
Nope.
Okay,
totally
so was Stillwater, were they who were they trying to be, or were they not trying to be anybody in any band in particular?
It took bits and pieces from a lot of different prototypical bands, because Cameron Crowe, Rolling Stone, a lot of times they would cover up and coming bands.
Yeah,
these up and coming bands, they wouldn't always actually make it, right? And so he kind of wrote this from the perspective of a lot of these bands that he covered, that he's like, oh my God, these guys are amazing. I can't wait till and they just never did,
Well, they had their shot. They were going to be on the cover of, in this fictitious movie that was based upon some loosely tied reality. Mm-hmm. They were going to be on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine, and they completely fucked it up. Yep. Because they just didn't. Well, anyway, just watch the movie. It was a great movie. It really was a great movie.
Cameron Crowe is actually married to Nancy Wilson from
Nancy Wilson. Oh my gosh, I saw Heart. I want to say, because I remember the girl I was dating at the time, in 1984. I saw Heart. This is when I actually went through this for whatever way that I could have been cool in my life, this 6'4", literally, I was 6'4", 142 pounds. I was like, if a stiff breeze blew, I would knock myself over. So anyway, I took this girl that I was dating to a Heart concert at Merriweather Post Pavilion, which is an outside concert pavilion. You know that, Strick, but Nice Guy Community might not. In '84, and I rode her on the back of my motorcycle. I had a Yamaha 650, which was like an amazing, ridiculous motorcycle at the time for me. I remember I bought it used, and she was on the back of the motorcycle. She thought I was the coolest guy ever. Oh my God, I was such a fucking geek. I don't even know how we got off on that tangent, but because of the movie. Great movie. Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart. Yeah. So Cameron Crowe is married to Nancy Wilson?
Yep.
Still?
Yep.
I wonder if they're still married. Very cool.
I believe they are. I'm pretty sure.
We have a lot to talk about today. We haven't gotten to anything.
We're like, 7-8 minutes in the podcast, and we have not done the promise statement, and we haven't talked about the Be More Biz conference, and we haven't talked about our sponsor yet.
But today is not an interview day, right?
Thank goodness, no. Because no, it's not.
So
you got the promise statement there?
Yeah, I got the promise statement. The promise statement from the Nice Guys on Business podcast is to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life. That is what we are all about. If you feel like we're falling short of that, or if we could add something more to that, could you let us know? I am at DJ Doug. That's how you reach me on Twitter. And Strickland, you reach him at Nice Guy on Biz with a Z. Take just a quick second, if you have not already done this a million times. Please continue to do it for every show that you listen to. It's not just a recommend once. You can actually recommend every show. So if you click on the cover art, just click right on that art. Right behind it, it will flip around. And when it flips around, there'll be a little thing that says recommend. If it says unrecommend, don't do that. It means you've already recommended us once. But you can go ahead and do that on every show that you possibly want to also. Okay, so that is the promise statement. That's how they reach out to us. Did we talk about the Be More Biz conference yet?
We have not. It is coming up November 7th through the 9th. And Doug, you did a bad thing. Okay,
today's the last day for this.
You offered a 35% discount?
I know. I'm sorry. I got a little worried. We only have a very limited amount of space, 10 people. I mean, that's what we're calling for, 10 people that can show up. And I just got worried. I started freaking out that how are we going to fill the spot? So yes, I did it.
Nice Guy community, if you are considering going to the Be More Biz conference and you sign up tonight, this is Tuesday when this episode is coming out, before midnight tonight, you can actually get over $100 off. Instead of $295, it's like $191 or some crazy number like that.
I couldn't figure out the dollar amount, so I had to do a percentage.
No, and that 190, that 35% off, that $191 includes cocktails on Monday night, and it includes the mastermind on Wednesday, and it includes hanging out and watching us and participating, if you like, in 3 episodes that we're going to record, plus 5 speakers. Sean Carpenter. It's going to be Laura Cannon. It's going to be
Casey Cornelius.
It's Rob Jollis.
And me.
Oh my gosh! It's so much value for $191.27 or whatever it is.
Can we just figure this out for a second? Let's just assume that I would deliver my message free, which I would because it's the Nice Guy community. Let's just assume that these other guys were doing their normal thing. Mm-hmm. I know that for a fact because I know Casey. Casey charges over $3,000 to do a speech on his own.
Laura Cannon was just in Las Vegas for the Wedding MBA conference. They flew her out there and paid her to speak out there. I do not know what her rates are, but I'm quite sure they're expensive. Okay, they flew her all the way out to Vegas for this.
And by the way, I don't know for a fact that that's what Casey charges. I just know he charges probably less or more than I do. So somewhere in there. Rob Jollis has been speaking for 30 years and training organizations for 30 years. He was professionally trained by the Xerox Corporation. He's not going out for pennies. Okay. Nope. So the 5 speakers, Laura, Doug, again, I'm free. Laura, Doug, Rob, Casey, and Sean. That's got to be at least $7,000 or $8,000 in value. Not only that, but because we're limiting the number of people that are there, you have like a condensed time. It's concentrated all of these people. You have the ability to pick their brain, to talk to them, to help them have them help you resolve issues that are going on within your organization to help you build your business. This is the place to be. Strickland told me not to discount it at all. I went ahead and discounted it anyway. I threw away the key to so that we can't possibly go back on the discount. So the discount is only going to be good through the end of today, and I promised him once that's over, it's done.
So like if we were to break this down, right? So like dinner and cocktails, that would be like $50, right? And then the mastermind group, like to say that you would pay $50 for a mastermind group like this is ridiculously cheap, but let's just put that out there. That means that you're basically spending $20 per speaker. I mean, that's like, and it's going to be just this group of like 10 of us, like 12 to 13 with me and you and Anna maybe, but come on. I mean, that is so much business value. That's unbelievable.
I'm sorry, Strick, for discounting it. I really am now.
It's okay. Hey, look, if people don't listen to the episode today, they wait till tomorrow, they're going to miss out. So it is what it is.
We're not going to mention it anymore, so it doesn't even matter. After today, they won't even know.
Well, we still want you to sign up. I mean, it'll be $295 if you do it after tonight. But, if you want to get it cheap, do it now. So
I agree.
There's only 10 people. We're only allowing 10 slots. So you got to be one of the first 10. By the end of the night tonight, it may be full. I don't even know. It's possible.
I don't. Okay. They need to do it. They need to do it anyway right now. And I know that you want to click on that button. I see your finger hovering over the button right. Just click on it and do it. It's fine.
Be More Biz Conference, November 7th through the 9th in Baltimore. Why don't we get to our sponsor today?
Who is our sponsor today? Oh, is it BombBomb?
BombBomb.
Oh, cool. Okay, so BombBomb, Steve and Ethan, the guys that are the founders of BombBomb, they came on the show.
Edie?
No, I think that's Edie, Steve, Lawrence, and Edie Corbett.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
That's a reference, right?
That is a reference right there from the Carol Burnett show going way back. Way back. I think they actually had the Steve and Edie, didn't they have a variety show too?
I believe they did, yes, way back in the day.
Wow, that is great. That was interesting. I just took my brain to a whole different place. I remember living in Pickwick Apartments in 1977 or 74 or something like that. Anyway, Steve and Ethan, not Steve and Edie, but Steve and Ethan from BombBomb. BombBomb is a video email platform that is a plugin that you can use for your emails. So when you send out an email, instead of actually writing words, you can record it. It doesn't have to be done on YouTube, and then you got to get the link, and then you got to pull down down the link and then wait for it to process and all that. It's just done right within your email. BombBomb is offering a 14-day free trial because you guys are part of the Nice Guy community. If you just, again, click on the show notes, right there, there's a link under partner links. Click on BombBomb. It'll take you right there to your site. You don't have to sign up. You don't even need a credit card. All you have to do is just click on the link, and it will take you right there. You can download the plugin if your email is through Gmail or any other source. I think you can do it through Outlook, any other source. It is a plugin that goes in any email platform that you are currently using. I love the little tagline that I put, drop a BombBomb today.
No, but what's so cool about it is when you send it,
yeah.
Nice Guy Community, Doug sent me an email today with a BombBomb built in, right? And it's just a regular email. So there's no attachment. There's no link to click, right? So there's nothing that looks dangerous. But you open up the email and you see basically an image where it sees, like I'm looking at Doug with a big thumbs up and a little play button, like a little diamond, and it says play 22-second video. So all you got to do is hit play. There's nothing to download. There's no links or anything. And it's amazing. It's just so simple.
Yep, BombBomb. So take a moment and check it out. At least do the 14-day free trial. They do not require a credit card, which is very unusual. A lot of companies do require that you actually enter in credit card information. So when the trial is over, you have to pay or you have to cancel. Right. In this particular case, they are so sure that you're going to love it that they don't even require a credit card. So BombBomb, check it out.
And click the link in our show notes. Let them know the Nice Guy sent you.
Hey, did we? Do you have an update for Amazon at all? I'm just very curious as to whether any activity has happened in the last couple weeks.
Look, let's see. Everything that I've seen so far has looked a lot like it is, Stacy Sherman's regular shopping. Not Stacy. I mean Sunny Lake. Sunny. I am sorry. I don't know why I want to call you Stacy Sherman all the time. It's that whole rock and roll thing.
At least you stop calling your Stephanie Strickland.
We have too many S's on the show. Apparently, we have too many women that start with S.
I sent Stephanie Strickland. I sent her a BombBomb.
Oh yeah.
She responded. She's like, that is so cool. What's really neat about it is sorry, I don't mean to go back to BombBomb, but just what's really cool about it is it makes you feel like it's no different than sending an email. If I sent an email to Stephanie, what's the difference between sending an email and sending a BombBomb? Except I actually look like I care when I send a BombBomb, which is really cool because I really do care.
It's way more personal. Absolutely. So I have exciting news from Amazon.
Yes.
This week, this is probably one of the best Amazon link weeks that we've ever had.
Really?
I think. I mean, I haven't been tracking every single week, but we actually have earned $3.64 this week.
Yes.
Somebody bought Fifth Element, and this will be our item of the week. How's that?
Okay, good.
Somebody bought a pair of Fifth Element Panther XT men's inline skates.
Oh, man. I wonder how Sunny likes inline skates.
Well, it does say men's inline skates. Maybe she bought it for her husband. Who knows? Maybe somebody else clicked it. But, Nice Guy Community, if you go to the show notes and you click our Amazon.com link, we really appreciate it. We need help and support for the show because $3.64 per week in earnings is not going to help keep the lights on here.
I'm feeling good. I like it.
But it's so easy, too, because all you got to do is click instead of just going to Amazon.com, click on our link. It does not cost you anything. It doesn't change your shopping experience at all, but it lets you know that it lets Amazon know that you got there through us and that you care about us, and we get a little commission, and we appreciate it. Help support the show.
Maybe Sunny, what she should probably do next time we have her on the show, maybe she can just tell us how to set it up so that somebody can actually just have on their homepage. I think the part of the problem, Strick, honestly, is that people don't want to now go over to the Nice Guy Community or the show notes, click on the link.
Okay, no, that's a good call. So what you do is you go to the show notes one time. Okay, so you go to the show notes, you click on the link, and as soon as it comes up, you hit your favorites. Like if it's in Chrome, you hit the little star, and when it says where do you want to put the favorites and what do you want to call it, you just say I want to put it right in the bookmark bar, and I just want to call it Amazon.com. And that way you don't even think about it, but every time you shop Amazon, it's right there and you just click on it. And again, it lets everybody know, it lets Amazon know that you got there through the Nice Guys. And we really appreciate it. Help support the show.
Nice. I do like that. I like that very much. Thank you.
All righty. So do we have topics today?
We do. I just can't seem to find them. Too many tabs again. I was when you started talking about it, I then I lost track a little bit, and I tried to set up my link.
Well, we could talk about DC Podfest.
Oh, yeah. So Strick, so get this. I've told you this, right? You're going to be speaking there. Didn't you know that?
Are we confirmed that we are actually speaking?
Yeah, they've asked us. They've invited us to speak on the topic of adding humor to a business podcast. How cool is that?
What do we know about that?
Well, we don't. We could add humor to. I don't know.
That was a joke, Doug.
Oh.
We're all about adding humor to a business podcast. We could maybe talk about adding business to a humor podcast because we don't do a lot of that either.
What is the strategy, though, behind building humor to a business podcast? I mean, do we actually approach this with a strategy or don't we just kind of let the conversation go? Maybe that's all a part of it. Anyway, we don't have to get into that. So the Nice Guy community is.
Well, I try to approach it with a strategy, but the whole thing is it's about not making it feel like it's a strategy, making it feel natural and fun and comfortable.
Well, that's, yeah.
Like I try to keep you focused. Like our intro yesterday is a great example. Craig, you kind of started going off on a tangent, right? Craig Melby, and you were going off on a bit of a tangent. And it's my job to kind of keep you a little bit focused when I know it's an interview day and not kind of go off the rails too much because, it's really about Craig. It's not about us.
So you are like the shepherd of the Nice Guys.
I am sometimes, yes. Somebody's got to do the job. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
You carry one of those big staffs?
I'm not going to talk about that. That's my private life, okay? You don't want to see the staff, Doug. Trust me. You don't want to see that. My wife likes a little costume play every once in a while, but that's just behind bedroom doors, all right?
Oh, my gosh. You're horrible. You're horrible. Indeed, you are bad, my friend. Yeah, so DC Podfest, I forget how the order of events went, but I checked out their page, and I saw who's speaking. They have a bunch of very good speakers. And I thought, well, and then there was a link that said, would you like to speak at DC Podfest? So I clicked on the link or something like that. I forget exactly how it went down. And I'm like, yeah, I would like to. And then I thought, well, what will we talk about? We can talk about, how to get more downloads, but we don't do that really well. No. We could talk about how to get great sponsors. Well, we don't really do that well either. We can talk
about getting people signed up on iTunes. No, we don't do that.
No, we don't do that either. The reason I wanted to attend because I wanted to try to find ways in which to increase your audience and increase your advertising base, and figured that would be a good learning opportunity for us. And it was an inexpensive conference to go to. So, and it's right before. Yeah, right before
the week before our Be More Biz conference.
So I figured, all right, it would be another good opportunity to cross sell ours. And then I thought, man, we really could. Why don't we go and talk on a particular subject? So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I think you and I could really do a good job of explaining to the audience there how to maybe not.
No, I think it's very appropriate. I think it's really perfect because we have, whether it was conscious or unconscious, we have absolutely, I think, built this podcast on the entertaining side of business. There are a lot of very serious business podcasts out there that are very dry, and they may have a lot of great information, but I'm a very strong believer in the fact that you got to keep people's attention to get them to learn. So you could have the greatest information in the world, but if you're just spewing it out in a dry monotone, people are not going to remember it. You have to make it relatable. You have to put your real world experiences into it, and then adding entertainment just makes it that much more memorable, and it hopefully makes you get an audience that wants to stick around because they know you, they like you, they know what to expect. And I mean, that's what we've tried to build here.
Yep. I think, have we done any of that stuff though?
I don't know.
It sounds really good in theory.
Yeah, but whatever.
We have a good 5 or 6 people that check into the show every once in a while.
Anyway, DC Podfest. You can go to dcpodfest.com if you are interested in going and checking us out November 4th and 5th at the Wonder Bread Factory, and it should be really interesting.
Yeah, in DC, the Wonder. Have you ever been there?
Never.
Never. I've never been there either. If anybody
do they make Wonder Bread there?
Apparently they must, or at some point they did, but I don't know if they do anymore. If you are a podcaster and you're interested in that conference, that would be pretty cool. We would love to see you there as well. And then you can stay for an extra day or two and then come to our conference. So you just make the week out of it.
What a great idea.
Yeah. I think, Strick, you have any room at your house? Just people to stay?
Going to be pretty busy that weekend.
Yeah. I'm pretty solidly booked at the Sandler house.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to share with you that my experience with Kmart has come to a conclusion.
A happy conclusion, I hope.
Yes, there was a happy ending involved.
Well, not that kind of happy ending.
Tiffany, our store manager at the Kmart, actually requested that I come into the store, which I thought was ridiculous to begin with because I'm about 20 minutes away from Kmart, which again is not a huge distance to travel, but crazy to think that since they did that, to get you up to speed, Nice Guy Community, I went in, I purchased a product. They actually double charged me for the product. They gave me a refund immediately because we caught it immediately. Well, they gave me a paper refund, meaning they credited my account. And I'm the kind of guy, I don't know about you, but I tend to watch my credit card account. So I watched and I was waiting for that to come, show on my credit card statement. Well, after a week, it did not show. So I'm thinking, oh, this is interesting. So I called the store back. They gave me a fakakta story. Sorry, that's a Yiddish word. They gave me a fakakta story that said that it takes them 8 to 10 days to issue a credit. I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. 8 to 10 days. So I waited another couple of days, never came on my credit card statement. So I called Tiffany, or I called the store. They said I need to talk to the store manager, blah, 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 blah.
Well, except that you actually called customer service, which sent you to India. India called Tiffany back at your store that's 20 minutes away, right?
Yeah. So what it came down to was I needed to go back into the store. I had to actually take my phone into the store so that Tiffany could see on my credit union statement that I had not been issued a credit, because according to Kmart's records, they had issued me a credit. Now, how many other people that don't fucking look at their statement? It was so stupid. I got so frustrated with them. I'm like, do you understand what you're asking me to do? You're asking me to come into the store so that you can issue me a credit because of a mistake that your store made. So ridiculous. I got so pissed at them. So pissed. So I go in there. I'm a really nice guy when it started, and she's like, no, I don't see it. I'm sorry. We show that we issued the credit. I just don't see it on your credit card statement. I thought that they were going to make me call my bank then right in front of them. As it turned out, I was right. They did not issue the credit. She has no idea what happened. I keep thinking, what about these other people that this is probably happening to? I'm sure I'm not the only one that this has happened to. But she ended up giving me $52 right out of the cash register, just handing me $52. I have no idea how they're going to account for it. And I don't really give a shit how they're going to account for it. But the problem was that just so dumb, this entire process. And the whole customer service thing, Kmart, you better get your shit together, because if you don't, I just have a feeling that they're not going to be of this world forever.
They actually made you come into the store.
Yes. I was so mad. I couldn't.
I'm sorry. Just on general principle, even if I lived right next door to the store, on general principle, I would have told them to go fuck themselves. I would have basically said, I would call my credit card company, and I would have challenged both of those charges, and I would have told them to figure it out with Kmart, because it's not my fucking problem. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I'm the guy that's out the cash in my account. It's not a credit card. It's a debit account. And I'm like, okay, it's $50. It's not a big deal. $52. It was no big deal. But at the same time, it was you don't know how I try to organize my life. I mean, I know you do know how I try to organize my life, but I have like notes to myself, and I have tasks and all this stuff. And that's just one more thing that's on my list. And I kept transferring it to like the next day's to-do list to make sure you correct the $50. I know. I probably should just have not. Let it go. Let it go.
No. You see, I'm not. I would not have let it go, but I would have just, on general principle, I would have said, you know what? This is your problem, not my problem. And this is why I have credit cards. And this is why I have a bank or a credit union. I would tell the credit union to fight the fight for me. I would say, look, you need to call Kmart. You guys need to straighten this out. Okay?
I was just going to be churning the process a little bit more. And then what really was the fly in the ointment for me was the fact that I'm thinking, as I'm having this corrected, I kept thinking, how many other poor people, not poor as in poor money, but how many other people that are not paying attention are getting hit with, who knows? Let's say in that particular day they had 10 refunds. Mm-hmm. I don't know, 2 refunds, 1 refund other than mine for $5 or $1,000. And that guy didn't get his money either, but he's not paying attention.
You know what? I think Tiffany is in the back, right? Like every time there's supposed to be a credit, she pockets it, right? That's why she gave you cash back. She gave you cash back because she wanted to make sure there was no record of it. So, because she's just pocketing it, right? And she went back to the register and took the $52 out of her pocket and put it back in the register. That's
like a huge implication. You're saying that the Kmart has somebody that's stealing from them, and I'm not going to that degree at all. But what I am saying is that it's just a dumb process. It's just really, Kmart, get your fucking act together, because that's not good. How is your accounting system is now completely fucked up? Not because of my transaction, but because if that happened, I'm not the only case that happened, and how many stores Kmart has. Well,
Doug, now that you got yourself all riled up, you know what time it is?
Is it time to go?
It is. It's 30 minutes into the podcast. We need to wrap up.
Oh, man. That was one topic off my list, so we
got
good.
One topic off the list. We'll have to get to a couple more tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be talking about sales funnels are whack. We're going to talk about the old storefront versus the new storefront, and who knows, maybe we'll get to at least one more. You never know.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, correct? Mm-hmm. So tomorrow being Wednesday, tomorrow is actually the Jewish holiday of Atonement, Yom Kippur.
Oh, okay.
I did want to spend a moment tomorrow talking about how bad a Jew I am.
So you're going to atone for how bad a Jew you are?
No, I want to talk about it. No, maybe. I think you'll want to tune in tomorrow to see exactly how screwed up that things are possibly in my head, because I'm just trying to figure out this whole religion thing. I'm such not a good religious person. I just have to. You might have to work through some issues with me tomorrow. Is that okay?
Is there an appropriate greeting for Yom Kippur?
Well, that's all a part of it too. I want to talk about that. I ran into somebody else that was Jewish, and I said to him the thing that I thought was supposed to be said on Yom Kippur, because even though the holiday is just that one day, it is there are proper ways in which to get to that day when it comes to how you greet somebody. Mm-hmm. And, I said it wrong, and, he corrected me.
So basically what you're saying is that there is a specific greeting for Yom Kippur, and you might know it if you weren't such a bad Jew.
Maybe. Can you tune in tomorrow to kind of figure out if I am a bad Jew or not? That'd be great.
All right, that's good. That's a good tease for tomorrow's show. So, Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
For the nice guys on business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Because it's such a fine line between stupid and clever.